Hello guys, welcome to my channel Shooter Photography. And perhaps you all know that in this channel I usually post different vlogs and different reviews, gadget reviews, camera reviews, like that. And today I will start one important discussion about the macro photography with Nikon B700 camera. Already I have posted a few videos about Nikon B700 camera, that is about how to take HD videos, how to take bird photos with this camera. But you know, this camera is more than that. This camera can actually do almost everything. Why I am telling that? Because this camera has the capability to shoot portraits, shoot wildlife, also macro, and sometimes other genre of photography also. Only exception being sports shooting or sports photography, because for sports photography you know that camera has to be very fast. There should not be any lag in the shutter, and in this camera definitely this is a compact camera, so we'll see a lot of shutter lag, and that is not suitable for sports shooting. Now, okay, without further ado, just start our discussion, start our today's topic: how to take macro shots with Nikon B700 camera. And you all know that there is a default dedicated mode of macro shooting in Nikon B700 camera, and though I am not telling that you cannot take macro shots with that mode, but that will not look so much amazing, because there are two reasons. First of all, this mode usually just allows you to get closer to the subject, and so much closer that the subject, that is an insect or butterfly, will be frightened, and that is the main drawback of this feature. And another feature is that you can take macro shots with the wide angle range of the camera, and you all know that in the wide angle range there is a great depth of field. So when you shoot a macro insect basically, or in some small things, small subjects, then all the background things will be very prominent. There will be no background blur at all, so that will not look nice. So these two are the problems. And another problem is there when you go close to the subject, so there will be shadow of your camera and your subject will be under the shadow, so again there will be less light, and if you add the flash, then it will be overexposed to some extent. So from so close distance, if you apply flash, the image will be overexposed. So these are the main problems that I was trying to solve for almost a few years now. After trying different techniques and different methods, I have solved those problems. So now I will show you. Just continue to watch my video, and in the last part I will tell you about all the settings of the Nikon B700 camera, and just enjoy your shooting. And as I told you before in the text post in the community, that please don't sell the camera, because it can do lot more than you think. So let's start. So this is my favorite Nikon Coolpix B700 camera, as you can see, and I have tweaked this camera a little, and I have already set my camera for macro shooting, and all the settings you will get to know at the end of the video. Now see, this is the attachment I was telling about. This is the Renox DCR 250. This is a amazing piece of equipment that can be used with different cameras, and it has one universal adapter that you can attach in front of the lens element, the front of the lens, and it can be used with the kit lens of DSLR. It can be used with the compact camera also. So in this case it's very easy for Nikon B700 because it easily fits in the front element of the Nikon B700. One or two things you have to remember, that sometimes if your camera is set to auto off when the camera is active, then the camera lens will try to retract, and that may show error in the screen. So beware of that. So please set it to off. First I have to screw in this thing, this lens in the adapter, then I can just snap it on in front of the lens, as you can see, in this way, just like that, and now I am good to go. So perhaps I think you can see this setup. This is my setup. You just see, because this is my lens, and in front of the lens this macro attachment is there, and here is my flash. I have tweaked it. I'll tell you why. Then I have set my camera already. Then I have to just rotate the screen and just fit it here. Now I'll start macro shooting. I have found some ants. See, interesting movements also. Little bit of flash I have to use so that details are seen. It's moving very fast. Got one ant, but it was moving. It's not that good. I have to try again. Now another butterfly I have seen on the flower. Let's take that. I cannot see the head, so I cannot take a wait for the right moment. Oh no. So actually you need a lot of patience. Without patience you cannot shoot anything. For bird photography also you need patience, and for macro also you need more patience. Last day when I was shooting I found quite a lot of butterflies there, but today it's less, a few, and those are not colorful also. So I'm searching for this colorful butterfly, but I have not found one. So, see, this is the flower. This flower you can see, this is called lantana, and this is this flower attracts various butterflies, but here I can see only one or two species, so that is not good for me. Another I have found on the flower. It's swaying in the breeze. I think it's good. So this flower looks very nice. Just take this flower. Yes, that's good. You see the flower has lot of details. So now I'll try to take other insects. Macro world, there are a lot of possibilities. I have found one small mushroom, and for that I have to just lie down take the shot. And this is the beauty of the Nikon B700, that this has a flip screen 360 degree, so that you can take in this way also. So now that's my subject. You can see or not, I don't know, but it is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, now I think it is good. Yeah, another very small I have seen. I told you before that for photography sometimes you have to lie on the ground and yeah, beautiful. So this is the thing. You have to search. It's almost 8 AM in the morning and I have almost half an hour time before I have to pack up. I have got one interesting beetle. Now let's do this. I is so much frightened. It has gone on the underside of the leaf. So just this is just let them live happily. I found one another bee. I don't know the name, but this is definitely worth taking. I don't know whether it is good in the knot. So you can go from 50mm to 105mm. Yes, this is good. This is good. But also you will remember that, keep it in mind that this monitor of the camera is not always right. Sometimes it shows that your subject is in focus, but you go happily after shooting a few shots, and after you check in the laptop or computer, then you see that it's completely out of focus, and that's very much frustrating. This is the, I think, biggest drawback of this type of cameras. Oh, I have seen one. I have seen one big dragonfly. So now take some dragonfly shots. That is much bigger, but I think it will not allow me to go near. Just try. That's the end of my session, today's session of macro photography. And if you liked my video, then please give a thumbs up and share the video to others, and most importantly, please subscribe my channel. So now let's talk about the settings of Nikon B700 camera, Nikon Coolpix B700 camera. As you can see, it is an old camera actually, um, almost I think 6-7 years old, but it is one of my favorite cameras. You can see this is compact camera with long zoom. First I will start the camera by pressing the on switch here, you all know. Then I'll go to menu first. So the top line of the menu is here with the image quality. I usually set my image quality to RAW plus F, that is raw image plus JPEG fine. That means the JPEG quality will be fine and raw. The camera will record 2 pictures at a time. Next, coming to image size, that is 20 megapixel. I always use 20 megapixel because of the large file size. The image quality will be very good. And now next line is picture control. I use standard picture quality. You can also use neutral, vivid, monochrome, but I have seen that the picture that comes from the standard looks natural. So here I will use the standard picture control. Now custom picture control I don't use for macro shooting. Next line is white balance. White balance I set it to flash, not automatic white balance, because I have seen that with the flash white balance the pictures comes very natural, whereas if I set to auto white balance it will be somewhat warmer, slightly yellowish image, so I keep it to flash. Next, metering. Most of the time for other shootings I use matrix metering, because matrix metering is the most sophisticated metering system of the Nikon cameras. But I have seen that apart from matrix, the center weighted metering also works well, so I have kept here set to center weighted metering. Next, drive mode, I have selected single shot. Next, ISO sensitivity, I always keep it to 100 for maximum quality and lowest noise. Now there is no option for exposure bracketing here. Now AF mode. AF mode, there are several options, but I have seen the spot mode is the most accurate of all when you shoot macro. So I have selected spot here and set to spot. Next, autofocus mode pre-AF. You can also select AFS, single AF, but I have seen that pre-AF pre-focus has one advantage. Whenever you attempt to take the shot, you just point the camera towards a subject, it automatically focuses before you even press the shutter for focusing. So that is the reason I set it to pre-AF. Now next line is the flash exposure compensation. Actually you can change it. It is best to keep it at 0, and according to your light level you can increase the flash exposure or decrease. You can increase the light by giving plus exposure compensation, and you can decrease the flash light intensity of light by decreasing the number minus. So going to the minus, the light will decrease. So this is the thing. Next, going to the next line, there is noise reduction filter. I keep it to normal or low. In this case it is set to normal. Active delighting, I usually keep it off. And another thing I have to set, it is zoom memory. This is very important for macro shooting, because for macro shooting I usually use 50 mm, 85 mm and 105 mm. So I keep it on, and I have ticked here 50 mm, 85 mm and 105 mm. you can see, and 24 mm is the default. So it is the wide angle range of the zoom range, so this is not required for macro shooting. 50 is okay, 85 and 105 is okay. I don't go to other lens. So this is it. Now next, coming to the startup zoom position, and I have fixed it to 50 mm because I usually shoot macro in 50 mm, so that is the thing, I have set it to 50 mm. That means whenever I switch on the camera, it will automatically go to 50 mm. So that's good. Next, manual exposure preview, so that I can see the exposure. So that is on. This is the second equipment that I have used for macro photography with my Nikon B700 camera, and you can see that in this box there is one adapter. This is the adapter that you will attach in front of your lens, and this is the said lens. This is Renox DSLR 250. It is a good, very good lens that can be used for your DSLR kit lens. I have already made one video about the macro shooting with the kit lens of Canon US M50. You can see that, and this lens, this is made in Japan, and the quality is very good, excellent, I will say. And you have this adapter to attach in front of the lens. In fact, any lens you can attach in front of 50 mm lens, 35 mm lens, or any kit lens. And for attaching, just screw it here, and there is spring here, so you can press it to fit in front of the lens. So just snap it on here like that. It's very easy, there is no danger of damaging your lens. So just keep it here, press it and snap it on, and you can remove it easily. Now coming to the second modification of the camera that I have done for macro shooting, and that is the flash. I have already experimented a lot with the flash system of the Nikon. This is quite good for normal day-to-day shooting, but for macro shooting it is not proper, because due to the close proximity of your camera to the subject, and there is always chance of overexposure due to use of flash. And I have seen many times the picture is overexposed and it is very overpowering. Even if it is not overexposed, it is overpowering, and the harsh flashlight ruins the shot. So I needed a modification, so I was searching for a diffuser. Then I found this tape, that is basically a medical tape, 3M medical tape. It's called Transport surgical tape. And like this type of tape, you will find many surgical tape in the medical shop, medical stores, and you can buy from there. It is very inexpensive thing. It can change the flash so that you can use it for macro photography, and it will act as a diffuser. Now see how. Now see, the tape is basically semi-transparent. You can see this is basically semi-transparent thing, and it will reduce the light that will go to the subject, and it will slightly diffuse the light. So thereby it will act as a diffuser, and it will help me shooting the macro with flash. So this is the thing. I have just attached it, I pasted it over the flash, and I can use it for macro shooting. And it is very easy to take out this. Just take out the thing, and again the flash is good. Now we can close it. So this is very easy, so you can use it for macro shooting. And this is the modification that I wanted to tell you. And now I will tell about the exposure triangle. So now I have already set my menus. Then I have to set my aperture, ISO, and also the shutter speed. So now I will set those things. Now aperture can be controlled from this dial. You all know that maximum aperture available is 4 and minimum aperture available is 8. Don't be confused with the number. The maximum number is the slowest aperture and lowest number is the maximum aperture. So here I will set it to f8 because I need more depth of field for macro shooting. Now shutter speed can be changed from here. This you can see I can change from here. I usually keep it to 1/200 second. I don't know the maximum synchronization speed of the flash of the Nikon B700, but I think more or less it will be 1/200 seconds, as I can remember. I have to check it. You can check it also, and if you know, you can tell me in the comment box. And ISO, as you can see, I have set to 100, and as I have already told you that ISO I keep it to 100 for maximum quality of the image, and there will be lowest noise in the picture. And I always use, you can see, in manual mode. I shoot in manual mode. For budding also, I have showed you in the videos previously that I shoot in manual mode, so that I can control everything, ISO, aperture, and also the shutter speed. So that's it. And another thing, you have to remember that there are 4 buttons here, 4 sides of this jog dial, and this is for autofocusing. You can change it autofocus from macro to normal autofocus to infinity autofocus. That can be used for various purposes. Here for macro shooting I will keep it to macro only for this purpose. Now for flash you have to press here and it will tell you to raise the flash. Just raise it, and from here you can set it to standard flash. Other options are available, but I don't need. I use the standard flash. And so that's the setting basically for my macro shooting with the Nikon B700 camera. So use this setting and enjoy your macro shooting. If you like my video, then please share it to others and give a thumbs up, and also try to subscribe, because I post different types of gadget reviews, gear reviews, different blogs, and also some tips in this channel from time to time. So that's it. Thank you for watching.